Hi guys, this is Starcraft and welcome to the fourth set in the series between Sunae Skewered Chickens and Africa TV in ASTL Season 3 Game 12. After the first three matches, Africa TV is up 2-0. Actually, they were up 2-0, and then Sunae Skewered Chickens pulled one game back, very clutch moment. And actually, in that previous game, Ruined, the young Protons player from Africa TV, was just almost about to beat his opponent, JYJ, but one critical mistake from Ruin cost him the entire game. And so we are back to the kind of the starting board, the cutting board, guys, and we are going to have PVT. This is going to be best representing Suneo Skewered Chickens going up against Royal representing Africa TV. Best is located at the top left corner of the screen, and Royal is located in the top right corner of the screen. And where's this guy going? Yeah, so this is looking like it's either going to be a 12 Nexus or Best is going to go for a forward gateway. A 12 Nexus is more likely in this kind of positions, I think. Just like in the previous game, Ruin goes for 12 Nexus and then gas steal. But yeah, so this guy he just kind of come out and comes back in for what? That's really strange. I guess just get one mineral trip and then move forward. Yeah, and he's going to be scouting in the wrong direction. Best is. So that is unfortunate for him because he won't be able to force a gas steal on his opponent here, and you know, his opponent might be able to pressure him with this kind of very close spawn locations, and we'll see if Royal sends out his SCV, how early that SCV is gonna be. Anyways, fun fact, if you look at the performance of the players in the pro leagues up until this point, Bess is number one. He has 3 wins and 0 losses, a very strong performance in ASTL, that is to say, so far. So we're going to see if he's going to be able to expand his streak to 4-0 in this game. And again, Bess is going to no, he is continuing on his scouting direction, going to the top right, and he's going to find his opponent last. But fortunately for him, Royal is not scouting not yet at this point. He's content just to go for gas, so he's gonna put on his factory right away, and we'll see what his next decision will be. Will he pull off his SCV from gas and focus on building a command center? Yeah. So look at that, guys. He pulled his SCV away from his gas. So this is gearing up to a kind of like a economic-ish build. In the meantime, looks like Best Gateway. Oh, and this Zealot didn't even take a hit on that SCV, guys. So it looks like Best decided to go for gas inside his base and not taking his expansion right after his gateway and his Zealot. And something is moving out. A second Zealot is moving out. Okay, and this probe is gonna be micro, a teeny bit. Two marine, and one, and he's gonna try to hit the SCV. Yeah, so this is a timing that is very good to hit the SCV with, and that second SCV is also gonna be damaged and in the location to be hit. This is what you need to do when you play Protoss with Terran. You need to just find those kind of little openings. And the third marine is gonna come out soon. And is that SCV gonna be able to be hit? No, that SCV completes its job. Success rate 100%. And now the first voucher is gonna be out with 4 marines. So Best smartly backs off. He has about 10 seconds before that first voucher pops, and that voucher is gonna go out and try to hunt for the Zealot. And this SCV is going out to make his command center, but very smart from Best to be able to scout that. I guess, yeah, he sees that the Terran bunker is there, and the first voucher is on the map, and this other's gonna be moving where? Are they gonna be moving south or going to go home? And they decided to move south, and they try to attack, and they need to attack move the second Zealot need to help the first Zealot. Yeah, so the second Zealot tried to help the first Zealot, and the Dragoon is out, and they're gonna chase this Vulture back with minimal damage, and Best is gonna safely expand behind this while Royal also takes his command center. So the game kind of resets a little bit, and we're gonna gear up to go into the mid games with this kind of situations, guys. Okay, so it looks like the Vulture from Royals is going around. He's trying to, you know, catch some stuff, or I think he's going to check if there is an expansion in 9 o'clock position or not, and if there isn't, we'll see if he's going to go down to the 6 o'clock, the 7 and the 8 o'clock position, or he's going to go outside the Protoss expansion and try to put some mines. Okay, I think the way the Vultures is structured, that it means that he's waiting for mines to kick in before he lays his first mine. The second Vultures is also sent to the top side of the map, while this Dragoon is also going there, so we're gonna see if Vulture is gonna be able to lay mine before the Dragoons gets there, so the Dragoon gets there first. There's hidden starport at the bottom corner of the map. Why do you put the starport there? That location is like really far. Two mines are laid up and one Vulture is dead. And what is this? Robotics facilities. Up for Best. Best is known for his famous. He's famous for his TVZ style. I'm sorry, TVP style, PVT style, where he just smash shuttles with Zealot leg and shuttle and High Templars, and doesn't make a Stargate, doesn't make an Arbiters. You know, he might come in and storm your Terran base with 3-4 shadows full of stuff. So he's the inventor of that style, and I think there's a thread on Team Liquid that talks about this style. So it's very interesting. You should go and check it out. Anyways, this starport is, well, why is this starport here? It's so far from the rest of the units. I think after he finishes making, he's going to send that the first dropship directly to the 9 o'clock position, because that position has mines. So that position is able to give him some vision, and he's going to be able to see if there's any Dragoons there. And actually, you know, maybe he get lucky that Dragoons will step on the mines and die. So, you know, maybe that is his intention. But Best is going to have his first observer out soon. And the first direction of that observer is going to be the 12 o'clock base, I think. He's going to try to clear those 2 mines first and take that base. Look at this, guys. Best is also thinking that, you know, maybe there's going to be a drop. His position, Dragoon, kind of a little bit above the ramp between his expansion and his main. You know, thinking that, okay, there's going to be, you know, a drop coming this way. Okay, a very good spotting pilot in that location, and Best is gonna, okay, these 2 Vultures try to get in and try to do some damage, but no, they don't get anything. They're gonna try to turn around. No, they don't. They kind of regroup together near the near that starport, guys. And Best has enough money to put down a Nexus, and he does put down a Nexus. And let's see here. Looks like 3 Vultures in the middle of the map, and we've had observer. 2 observers are kind of cornering together. That's not a good place for the observers to be. They should be spread out. And who did he kill over there? Is that an SCV? These 3 Vultures are still looking around to chase and to find something, and they put mines here. Yeah, he puts mines here, and what is that mine for? I think that is just to prevent any probes from coming out. Yeah. And now the drop is gonna take place. The drop is coming in. And what do we have inside the Protoss expansion? We have 2 Zealot. I think that's it. 2 Zealot, 1 Dragoon. But he's not yet dropping. He's waiting for something, guys. He's waiting, and he's gonna drop now. And we have a Dragoon on the high ground. We have a Dragoon on the high ground. The Dragoon is gonna be able to see something. It drives the. Okay, now Best knows. Now Best knows, and he needs to move his army. He needs to move. Yeah, but very good reaction. Not a single probe died in that exchange, so that's very good. And now he knows that he needs to be on the back foot, guys. He needs to just prevent this dropship to do any damage to him. His observer is checking out what is happening inside the Terran base. I think at this point, Best should use his shuttle to transfer his probes instead of sending them out here. And now the probes are moving out, guys. The probes are moving out. I was going to say, okay, you got to be careful. But looks like Royo didn't see that probe, and 1 probe died, 2 probe died, the 3rd probe died, and only 1 Vulture died so far, and this mine is gonna explode. No, it doesn't. Vultures arrive here, and this 1 probe is gonna get killed. They transfer the rest of the probes. I mean, if I was Best, I would, you know that this would happen. I know that that dropship is there in that corner, so, you know, I would, you know, immediately use the shuttle to transfer my probes, and not, you know, use my probes just to run around like this, guys. And this 1 Vulture is gonna lay mines again, but it immediately gets spotted. We need, oh my god, more probes being transferred the slow way, the railroad way. I mean, this is the 4.0 era, right? We have like Bitcoin, and we have God knows what, but he's still transferring probes the really slow way. I'm very surprised about this. Look at this, guys. So it looks like another Vulture is dropped here. Royo is being so pesky with his Vultures, killing another 2 probes. Now a group of Vultures are out, and we have a huge drop coming in. What is this inside the shuttle? Is Reaver or what? We don't know. He comes in and he comes back out. And these Vultures are going to lay some mines, but no, they get backed up. I've never seen a Protoss struggle so much to get his 3rd base up like this, guys. Okay, this shuttle goes home now. Best has 2 shuttle, and he still doesn't know the location of the starport. Okay, these dragoons are going to meet those vultures in the middle. Smartly pulled away from Royal. Very, very good reaction. And these vultures are going up here, but they get caught in the middle of their transfer by the dragoons. But no matters, they escape. Now both players are kind of just hunkered out in their respective bases, laying defensive positions, trying to kill this observer over here. And let's see what is Best's next reaction. I think he's gonna go for attack with 3 shadows, or he's just gonna take a 4th base. He needs to make a decision because Terran is so deeply entrenched inside his base. I think it's not safe for Protoss to do any kind of drops. He needs to focus on either his economy or his main army. And it looks like the Terran is moving out, and Protoss needs to regroup. His army are not located in the right location. He goes for a regroup, and this overlord is this observer gets killed, and that's unfortunate for Best because with this play style you need every single observer you can because you're gonna be using your robo to make shuttles, so you shouldn't lose your observer. Terran is taking a 45 position in the middle of the map. 2 shadows out for Best. I think he needs to think about clearing the mines on the south side of his map. Okay, a reverse is there to slow the push of the Terran. Best needs to be very, very careful. That tank is going to siege. Okay, yes, exactly. So Best is going to clear out the southern side because he's looking to go for a counter attack if the opportunity presents itself. I think now Best can take a second shuttle and just shell that those tanks on the top side, right? That would be something that he could do because there's only 1 Goliath to protect. But I guess he's okay. Very, very good hit, and he needs to protect his shuttle. He moves back. That shuttle almost died. And yeah, this is a slow-moving observer. He's waiting to clear those mines, and then he will be ready to move out. Very, very good. The two sides are just posturing for position. I think Best can use the upper side. Yeah, he's moving his entire army to the upper side, guys. He's going around. He says, come to my base, baby, and I'm gonna just go for a counter attack instead. And these dragoons, although they hold on for that thought because those dragoons are gonna get killed, and those 2 armies won't be able to kind of join up together. And so Best decided to back up. He says, I'm moving out, and that drop ship was not successful, just dropping I think 2 Zealot instead of 3, and then very good hit at least. And that High Templar is gonna do something. No, it gets targeted, and so many Zealots are in the mix, but the Zealot needs to get on top of the tanks. The tanks are not sieged, so they're not going to do a lot of damage, and I think it's time for Best to back out, guys, because the tanks are not sieged. So unsieged tank fighting against Zealot is also not very, very good for Protoss. Anyways, at least Best is, clear out that position and looks at this. Does the Terran go for an expansion so far? No, I guess now he's just about to complete his in base command center. The dragoons from Best is coming out to kind of deny this base. Okay, let's look at the upgrades. +1 upgrade attack for Protoss player, and for the Terran player, what does it have? I think it will be +1 by now, or +2 attack and 1 armor. Only just +1 for Terran. Oh, I'm terrible with the timing of the upgrades, guys. Okay. Now it looks like Terran is free to take this base. I think Best has a slightly inferior position in this game. I mean, we've seen some other P games, notably between Snow and Light, where Slow just had better command of the mid to the early to mid games. Best just had so much trouble setting up his third base. Okay, both players are juggling for position. Best is a player that is known to have really excellent macro in the old days. He just macro a ton out of stuff out of nowhere. But also, Best is known to kind of come back from a very, very difficult situation, even though he doesn't have the number of bases that he should have against Terran, or maybe he had an economic disadvantage, but he's able to come back with superior micro as well. So we'll see if he's going to be able to salvage the situation. at least now he's gonna clear out these mine, and these army need to move south to anticipate those vultures, and indeed they move south, and those dragoon needs to catch those vultures. Why these vultures need to catch those vultures need to catch the probe, and the probe needs to run for their lives, and the probe, some of the probes get to their home safely. And good scan from Royal. Remember that Royal still have his starport at the bottom side, so if he wants to, he can decide to go ahead and make another dropship, but he has one over there. That dropship is not being used. Another observer is being sniped by Royal. Looks like Best has moved his entire army down to the southern side, and he's gonna try to shell this position. Why Protoss is going to be on the defensive on this side. This army is going to get cornered, and these Zealots are coming in to help, and for some unknown reason Royal decided to back off. And look at this, Best has a huge amount of army just in the middle map, but he decided not yet to engage. Now he's engaging, and he's cutting this army up, and then, you know, just driving them back, and the vultures to go back to the support of the tanks. We are very well in the mid to late games, guys. We have 5 bases for Best versus 3 for Royal, and Best is gonna try to bust this base, but first he needs to clear this minefield, and that's gonna trigger an alarm for Royal to reposition his army on the high ground to defend against this position. Yes, a bunch of Royal's armies is moving in to further fortify this position. Oh, look at this, guys. The starport from Royal has been lifted. He's decided, you know, this is not a place to be. That base is still not yet saturated all of this time. Best is just so much focus on micromanagement, and now he has decided to go for Stargate with Arbiter. So I guess High Templar doesn't cut it for him in this game, and decided to go for the standard brute. Those Dragoon needs to back down before the tanks start to hit them. He clears all of the mines, and these Dragoons over here are getting trapped, but he's gonna get some help from the other units, and he's gonna clear their very good kill on that science vessel, and these Dragoon need to back down and get the support from the rest of his army. Okay, and all of the Dragoons get cleared out, and the supply is even for some reason. The supply is now even. I'm sorry, Best is still up a little bit. I'm sorry, I didn't see that correctly. About 13 supplies more from Best. Okay, Terrence is coming out. He's gonna try to kind of tickle the Protoss player a little bit, and Best is gonna cut the army into half, but he's not. He doesn't have the right location for these things. And one observer get oh my God, Storm! The High Templar from Best is doing its work. 2 storms, 3 storms. He can have another storm. No, but now the Zealot are just on top of the tanks, and very good positioning from the Dragoon. They need to engage in the battle, and now it's time for them to back up. I think that was a good engagement from Best. He kills a lot of tanks and resets the number of tank counts, and now just 4 more tanks, and now he can go for a counter attack. Yes, exactly. And maybe just put those Zealots inside shuttles. Remember, guys, this is the 4th game, and this is match point for AfreecaTV. So if Sunae Skewered Chickens want to win, then Best, I guess, survive. Then Best needs to survive and win this game. Then that is going to drag us into game 5, the ace match. So, you know, Best is trying very hard to win, to kind of keep his team inside, guys. And look at this, guys. This Arbiter is just waiting there. I think he's going to research drop, and I'm sorry, recall, and he's just gonna wait for 150 energy and move out for a recall. And what is this? It's gonna be a drop on the tank. The tank needs to unsiege, and then the Zealots are getting picked up. Yes. And now the tanks are moving in. Look at this, guy. So it looks like Royals is trying to take the 4th base, and why is this Shadow just dancing around? He's just messing with the head of his opponent. Okay, Arbiters are still around on the map. Nobody is taking the 12 o'clock base yet. If we go into the late game and Best has Arbiter, that's going to be good for him, because the Terran is going to be stretched so thin all over the maps, guys. Whereas if you just have High Templars and Shadow, it's very difficult. Sometimes it's very difficult to move, even with fast Shadow, to move around the map. Look at the upgrade situation. Looks like Terran has an upgrade advantage with +3 weapons and +2 armor. Protoss just have +3 attack. Wow, that's ridiculous. I guess he just didn't have time to work on his upgrade. And look at this, guys. The army is just being kind of what? He stasis his own army, and yet he still wins the battle because the High Templars arrive in the right time. The High Templars arrived at the time to clear this army. That was ridiculous. Stasising his own army. This zealots need to back down. I guess he decided to go anyways and attack. He needs to focus on the tank that is in the red. 2 tanks died, and he needs to move forward. Yeah, he needs to focus on clearing the tanks who are very red and get some mind drag. Get some mind drag. Very good mind drag and. Kill more tanks. I think this game is gonna be firmly in the hand of Best, guys. After the engagement, Best Royal GG, even though Best stasis his own troops. That was ridiculous. How did that happen in the last minute? Very good game. Anyways, we're back down 2-2 and we're going to be going to the ace match. Thanks for watching and see you in a few seconds.